What is going on? I believe we are live. Should record this also. All right, just making sure everything works. I got a new mic. I'm not sure if it's muted or. Okay, how about now? Maybe it's not muted now. Okay. New stupid mic. I think it sounds okay. Test volume, I guess. Where? I guess I gotta figure out if that's working. Let's do a sound check on this.
Try to keep your head in one argument at a time. Okay, we'll get to trans people, I promise. But
quit the pretentious act, dude.
No, I'm not going to quit the pretentious act. You're acting like a buffoon, okay?
Ridiculous.
And I'm okay acting pretentious.
Condescending, Hunter.
Yes, I'm condescending to stupid people like you.
Condescending.
Yeah, I know.
It's because you can't make a reasonable argument.
Because you won't let me.
I think it in my mind.
Hello.
Yeah, can you?
We're talking about identity only right now. We're not talking about.
Okay, how much difference is there between my mic and the volume? I guess I should be playing at the same time.
About trans people, okay? So try to keep your head in one argument at a time, okay? We'll get to trans people, I promise. But
quit the pretentious act, dude.
No, I'm not going to quit the pretentious act. You're acting like a buffoon, okay? And I'm okay acting pretentious.
Condescending, Hunter.
Yes, I'm condescending to stupid people like you. Yeah, I know.
It's because you can't make a reasonable argument.
Because you won't let me.
I think it in my mind.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing?
All right.
So, were you the guy? Hold on. Were you the guy in my chat who said that I was bread tube, or were you the one who said that I was picking on a girl?
I was the one who said bread tube, and I got kicked from your server for saying.
Okay, so let's turn it up way up. See if that helps. And how everybody doing? You're lucky that Trump won, right? I came back and Trump's the victor. Don't think that's a coincidence, do you? Yeah, my mic's just not that high. I can't change it for some. Here we go. All right, now that might be a little louder. That should balance it out. Got a nice little blue Yeti, but it's black. I'm not sure if it's a knockoff. Got it for cheap. It was like only $80. All right. Yeah, that's a lot louder. Okay. Alrighty, so let's get going. So out of nowhere, I had a notice that Hunter Avallone dropped a video. I forgot all about that guy. And it was like 2 weeks. Last time he made a video, as I saw. And the one he put up was about trans people, of course. Angry Christian debates me on. And I think he only put it up so he could put angry Christian. He has a thing about these Christians. He's not very happy. It's like he was duped and tricked, and he's very fucking upset about it. He doesn't do that well on views anymore. I think he lost this debate. I could be wrong. But he has this idea of what is a woman. Now, you might remember Matt Walsh made a movie asking what is a woman, and Hunter Avallone, of course, desperate, tried to grasp onto this, made a response, and now for some reason he used to be a person that said, you know what, trans people don't even exist or shouldn't exist. I'm not sure which one he was going with. And now he wants little kids to be trans. Like, he skipped the middle part and just went straight to Looney Tunes. So now with Matt Walsh being popular with that, Hunter decided to try to come up with his own definition. Everybody's definition winds up really being a woman is somebody who feels like a woman. Got that internal perception. That's all it is. Nothing more, you crazy people. Why would you think it's more? Right? All right. So let's start with the definition at least. Because I know Hunter, he has a thing. He has a thing with changing definition so it fits his argument. It's a little disturbing. I'm not sure if he's a sociopath or, crazy people. It's you too, man. So let's start with his definition at least.
Yeah, a woman is somebody whose internal perception aligns with what we culturally view as being feminine. That's
okay. Hey, that at least isn't a woman is somebody who says they're a woman. Okay, I'll give him credit for that. Basic thing like most of them do say. However, what we culturally define as a woman, what does that mean? Because usually what I hear is, including from Hunter, is that this means, you have long hair, you wear makeup, earrings, high heels, like the costume, the character. I don't know if they mean like washing dishes and vacuuming and being a bad driver. I doubt if they mean that. I maybe no. But if that's all it is, I think there's a lot of guys that might be women. Like, how many guys do you know that like to vacuum? Like Gary, I don't know if you know this, but you got a really clean house and you cook really good food. You're always really clean. You smell good. No diddy. You suck at driving. You don't like fixing cars. You hate sports. You're a secretary or you're a nurse. Gary, I think you're a woman. At least according to Hunter Avallone, you might be a woman. And with this, it might be like every few years, you might have to take a test just to see. Maybe you start to get into sports. Maybe you cut your hair. Maybe you don't care about your acne, so you don't wear makeup anymore. How many people go from being a girl to a guy? This is a much, much dumber definition. Why would you say that? That's incredibly stupid. So, by his definition, a tomboy would be a boy. A butch lesbian. That's a dude. That's not, I don't think that's how it works.
That's why wearing clothing, talking a certain way, fitting into a certain role does not determine whether or not you are a woman.
What in the good God hell are you talking? You just said. No. Okay, I read that and I thought he was going to just say I jumped. It was even worse than I thought. What do you mean it's not? You just said what we culturally think. Those are what we culturally think. What the fuck are you talking about then? I am very curious at this point. What do we culturally think as a woman if it's not some of those things? And what year are we talking about when we're talking about culture? Because I'm telling you, girls don't wear dresses like they used to. They don't wear makeup like they used to. I see girls all the time in sweats and a shirt with no makeup. Their hair's up, so it looks like they're short. You know, according to Hunter Avallone, I have no idea that's a woman until I saw her driving. Do you think he's going to explain what a woman is at this point? Because I have doubts. He started off the definition as dumb as it was. At least it was something. It wasn't like all the other ones.
That's also why experience does not determine whether.
Experience? Like you, from a girl to a woman? That's obviously what he's talking about. So what do we? I don't think that would make you a woman. That would make you the type of woman you are. It's like when you go through experience, that makes you the type of person you are. It's not, it does make you that person at the time. So I think you're wrong. I was trying to help you, but I think you're still wrong.
Whether or not you are a woman it comes down to an internal perception you have of yourself.
Jesus Christ, he did do it like everybody else. He literally went with it's just internal. It's like, hey, I feel like it is. What does that mean? Can you give us what does it feel to be a man, Hunter? So maybe we can figure out what it is to be feels like a woman. Because as a man, you can't tell me what it is to feel like a woman, I guess. But as a guy that says it wears dresses, you can. I think your definition's stupid, Hunter. I think it started off worse than everybody else's and wound up having to climb up a hill to get to where you are, which is still wrong. You wound up with the same definition as everybody else. A woman's just somebody who feels like it. The only way to figure out what a woman is, start drafting for the military. Yeah, Hunter, dude, there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to call themselves women at that point. Although Trump got rid of that, didn't he? Trump's like, nah, there's two. When it comes to government shit, yeah, there's just two. There's just two. What the fuck? What else is there? And the people that even don't like that, they don't really say what a third one really is.
Keep in mind that internal perception is shaped by an external factor, which is the socially constructed view of gender that we have.
Which is what? What's the social construct of gender that we have? Because you said it wasn't clothes or anything. Oh no, that's what that doesn't make you a woman. But liking them does. So the girls that don't like to wear the girl clothes aren't girl. So the tomboys are boys. And I keep saying this because I know Hunter. I've heard his argument before on this. And when you bring that up, what he says is, oh, no. A tomboy's a girl because they have an internal perception that they're a girl. Even though we just went through how they don't like anything a girl likes. So inside, they don't have that. They don't have what a girl thing. And in fact, it must be a boy thing because they like to play baseball and they're good at driving and, guy stuff. I think Hunter, I don't know if he's just really, really dumb. or if he knows that this is stupid, but as long as he just keeps saying it, you know, I can't be wrong if I don't agree that I'm wrong.
The minute you're born, you're socialized into certain behaviors, certain roles, and yes, certain aesthetics as well.
They did a study with monkeys where they found that boy monkeys played with trucks and girl monkeys played with dolls. At least that's what I've heard. I don't know. It might be one of those fake studies. I don't like studies. He does. That's why I would bring it up. Yeah, I have 3 daughters. They all like girl stuff. So, and it's not like we didn't have. I bought them everything. Plus, I had all my toys from when I was a kid, and they would take my little He-Man like toys. I don't know what they were, and they would use them, but they used them like Barbies. They were like the bodyguards, and the guys. In her world, my toys were the boys, and her Barbies were the girls. And it's not like we pushed them on that or anything.
Well, that shapes an internal perception you have of yourself as well. So there's
right. If you have a mom who sits there and says, "Oh my goodness, look, isn't this a beautiful dress? Don't you just love this dress? Isn't it so pretty? Oh, you look so good in that. Don't you want to wear that? Isn't that pretty?" And then when she picks up the jeans and the jersey, she goes, "Or you could wear these. They're dirty and they're not pretty, are they? No." I mean, yeah, you can give an internal perception to a boy that he likes girls things, but that doesn't make him a girl. That'd be like when I grew up. I remember more than one kid where we go, yeah, he's gay. I mean, little kids, like junior high school for sure. I remember having a teacher that was married to a woman. Back then, that's all you could. Anyways, but he was an art teacher. He's cool as hell. But boy, was he flaming. Boy, he was just like, "Hello, I'm here," And it wound up years later. He had kids and everything. And years later, those confirmed he was gay. But what you're saying is that little gay kids, boys, are really girls, and we should treat them like girls because, little gay boys usually act like girls. That means we wouldn't have any gay boys in the world. We just have trans women. I don't think that's like going anywhere.
There's nothing about your biology that makes it or dictates that you are going to wear a dress or even wear your hair long or talk a certain way or...
That's not true. Yeah, your biology gives you a deep voice or a little, I can't even do it, or a high voice. What are you talking about? That's stupid. Don't say that. Is this like off the cuff? Did he write this down? Did he think about this? And I think, I don't know, when women wear high heels, long, hold on. I want to edit this down. Nobody's listening right now anyway. So. All right, let's get going again. There's what was the last I talked about? There's studies that like women wear dresses and stuff to attract men, though, right?
Or fit into a certain category or social role. Just like I could be a Christian and I have an internal perception, I have an internal belief, and I don't ever have to go to church. And I would still be a Christian because it's not based on behavior or external aesthetic.
What is a woman?
What? I could be a Christian without going to church and I'd still be a Christian. Yeah. But the definition of woman is adult human female. So the term female is in the actual definition, right? So Hunter's not somebody that wants to debate a lot of people. For some reason, he has dodged me quite a few times. I've left multiple messages. I'm blocked everywhere every time I do it. But if I were to be able to talk to Hunter Avallone, do a debate with Hunter Avallone, the first thing I would ask is, what the fuck do you mean? What is a woman? I mean, you still haven't told us what it actually is. You just said it's an internal perception. That doesn't mean anything. Especially when you're saying, hey, it doesn't matter if you like everything that a boy likes. If you are calling yourself a girl, then that's your internal perception. Makes no sense. So the first thing I would ask him is, could you really give me more of a understanding of what you mean by this? But I don't think he really could. So we had one of our guys. He had talked to this man. I think
men can't transform into women before I could get on. So there's that.
Okay, well, I can talk to.
All right, let's go back up.
Men can't transform.
Men can't transform.
All right.
So were you the guy? Hold on. Were you the guy in my chat who said that I was bread tube, or were you the one who said that I was picking on a girl?
I was the one that said bread tube, and I got kicked from your server for saying men can't transform into women before I could get on. So there's that.
Yep, that sounds like that's Hunter's people. Hunter's people are extremely sensitive. Extremely sensitive. I have seen Hunter's block multiple people. Hunter, a guy who wants to be a debate channel, and his people, including Hunter, just keep on blocking everybody. I don't see how that helps at all, but let's see if we can make it bigger. There we go.
Okay, well, I can talk to my mods about having you unbanned, but I mean, if we want to get technical, that is pretty much an unfactual statement.
Like, what do you mean technical? Technically.
Is it unfactual, really? So men can transform into women. Please explain how this is possible, Hunter.
Well, I don't think that it's fair to say transform into women.
Isn't that what transgender is? Aren't you transforming? Troy, you can chop off your willy, but you're just a man with no... I think that makes you a eunuch, yes? Yeah, that's a eunuch, I think. That guy is named Hunter. Look how weak he is. He's a little guy. He plays with his hair a lot. I would not be surprised if he's gay. I have a theory that Hunter is trying to convince everybody that a guy can be a woman. Therefore, when he winds up dating one of these said men that are women, he's not gay because he's dating a woman, even though it's a transgender woman. No, it's a woman, so I'm not gay. I think that's why he fights so hard for this. I could be wrong. I don't think he's just gay. Well, I don't think you can be bisexual. Either you're gay or you're straight. And if you do both, then you're gay. You're still gay. Jamie Lee Curtis was not born with a uterus and he still does not have one because the uterus cannot be installed in a human being. Not yet, but it's science, man. It's just a matter of time. Yeah, they're going to do something. I don't know if it's going to be in 100 years or 500 years or whatever, but it's coming. And then the conversation really changes, huh?
Are you using like a voice altercation thing?
No, I just have a voice for radio and a face for one as well.
Okay, I mean, it kind of sounds like you're using like a voice altering thing, which is not.
Oh my God, who cares?
Not necessarily a bad thing. I was just wondering, but yeah. So the first thing is just recognizing.
Okay, hold on. Let me go grab my. I can't believe I came out here without my stuff. Why would I do that? What's up, gang? So the idea is that I'm recording this and I can just chop it up and make a video so I can do all these fuck ups. Don't run away just because I'm boring. It's really gross,
The difference between sex and gender.
There is no difference between sex and gender. The definition or the definitions that we use, like when I say we, I'm talking about like 99% of the population. Hunter is really, when he does this argument, but our definition has female and male in the definition, so obviously it's the same. Gender, it's just the term was the phrase was coined by some crazy guy, Money or something, in like the 1920s or something. But it's just a way for us to communicate with one another.
Okay.
So when you say men and when you say women, those are gendered terms. Okay. So what that means is that man and woman are forms of identification that are.
Yeah, for us to identify, for us, not for the individual, for us to identify that person.
Socially constructed.
So
that are socially constructed. A woman is socially constructed, but we just went through his definition where the social construct about he says doesn't make you a woman. He contradicts himself all the time. And when you confront him with these contradictions, he acts like he doesn't comprehend what you're saying. Like he doesn't get it. He doesn't know. What? I don't know what you're saying.
LGBTQ pseudoscience, basically, is what you're saying.
Yes. Pseudoscience. Hunter is not accustomed to real men who have testosterone and a deep voice. Yeah, I'm curious. I know Hunter grew up very, very sheltered, very coddled. He wasn't allowed to watch Sesame Street or Harry Potter or stuff like that. I don't know. He had to call his dad to watch like certain cartoons. So, yeah, I think this is all a grift. I don't think really Hunter's really like this at all. And when I get to my point on why, when somebody finally debates him, because he won't debate me, I think I could probably get him to admit he doesn't believe this shit.
No, that's not pseudoscience whatsoever. It's actually scientific consensus on this issue.
Scientific consensus. No, it's God damn. He just says shit. I'll say it so it's like and boom, I win. My dumbass followers will believe that, all scientists believe this. It's just, they all got together and said, yep, this is Hunter's right. No, they didn't. No, I'm telling you, they did not do that.
Sure, yeah.
So how many genders are there, Hunter? How many?
Right now we recognize
56?
about 2 genders, but there doesn't have to be 2 genders since it's socially constructed. So if you want, I can.
There doesn't have to be 2 genders. What does that even mean? I don't think he even knows what that means. Because if Hunter, his argument leans to the side of like frog and frog self. You ever seen those weirdos who are, deer and deer self? Like, what? You're a deer? Yeah, that could be a gender. According to Hunter, it can. Because all you got to do for a gender, according to Hunter, is define it. All you guys get together, say this is what it is to be a deer and deer self. We all agree on it. Boom, it's a gender. How many people have to agree, Hunter, before it can be a gender? His arguments are so bad. And I'm kind of disappointed in how many people haven't just obliterated him during this kind of conversation. There was a conversation with, it was on Modern Day Debate, Shanti, I think was her name. And Shanti absolutely wrecked him. But unfortunately, Shanti, I think, told him to take it down because her channel, or I'm sorry, Modern Day Debate channel took it down, and Hunter Avallone took it down. He lost horribly. Shanti got Hunter to admit that Hunter would have sex with a trans person if they had surgery, bottom surgery. And Shanti immediately said, well, that makes you gay. And she was so right. And he went, what? And she's like, yeah, that would make you gay. I think a lot of guys would see it that way. Even if that was a trans person and they had a surgery, you'd still have like a homosexual thing. Damn, I forgot I subbed to you. I remember you cooking Phil years ago. Yeah, Phil. He's not as brown as much. He doesn't say his crazy things. He has other people do his shows. So, yeah, but I'm going to cook Hunter. I'm going to cook Hunter right now.
Walk you through this a little bit. So let's talk about...
Let me walk you through this. What a concept. What a fucking little prick. And he's such a little shit. Dude, you're like 5'4". I'm talking like that.
Is race a socially constructed construct as well?
The way
Yes. Good job. I like that. Good job, Yeti.
in which we categorize races, yeah, but
It is,
I mean,
right.
there's more of a like biological reason, obviously, why people have skin color the way that it is. That's not socially constructed, but the way that we
Proximity to
categorize
the
race is
equator,
socially
right.
constructed. So we don't need to get off on the tangent there, though. We can just talk about the sex and gender thing.
I would like to get off on the tangent there because no, it's obvious the way Hunter's argument is a realist. If he admits he's a race realist, then there's no conversation. But if he doesn't admit that, then obviously he's contradicting himself. But yeah, let's not get into that.
So
Okay.
do you recognize that sex is referring to the biological characteristics of people, right?
I know that there's men and there's women, right? And outside of that, you're talking about an extreme anomaly. The only thing you could even be referring to in regards to anybody who has a legitimate claim of calling themselves transgender at all would be hermaphrodites and people who have Klinefelter syndrome. And
So,
then we're
a couple
talking about
things
an
here is-
extremely small percentage of the
Hold on,
population
hold
at that.
Even if it was only one person who fit the definition of being intersex, that proves that the gender binary, or in this case, the sex binary, is not actually as effective
Okay,
as we
so
thought it
does
would.
Caitlyn
Because there's one person. Wow. I don't think. Okay, then that means all definitions would. That's ridiculous. A man trying to pose as a woman will never fool me. Not in a million years. There are going to be a few that probably could trick you. They're going to be the shorter people that are skinny, because, and Hunter just brought this up, where a man and a woman would be, it's your DNA, it's how you're put together. That means like an Adam's apple. That means the size of your hands. That means the size of your shoulders. That means the level of your voice. That means balding, maybe. I mean, it's more than just a penis and a vagina. Like, that, right, Hunter? But Hunter, I think, just aims for that. Yeah. The way Hunter argues it, he doesn't understand when he goes into Walmart who's a woman and who's a man. Like, he's just confused the whole time, unless they're wearing a dress. I mean, if everybody's wearing jeans, it's like everybody's a dude. But obviously that's not true. But he just pretends. Like, it's annoying.
Caitlyn Jenner have a legitimate claim to making this, even though Caitlyn Jenner does not have Klinefelter syndrome and is not
Hold on.
hermaphrodite.
We're going all over the place here.
You are going all over the place. So this is what I would do. And this is what I think anybody who can get a hold of Hunter and debate him, because he people. But what you got to do is, how should I put this? I think I should start with, I'd ask him some questions. I'd be like, Hunter, in this world, in your world where as long as you just say you're a woman, that's all it takes, nothing more. And you can't tell me I'm not, right? Right. So in this world, can I go to my insurance company and say, hey, I'm a woman, or my son is now my daughter? I need that better insurance? Because that's like $60 less. Can I go to the bank and say, hey, can I get one of those women-only loans? Those business loans that are set aside just for women? Because I'm a woman. Like, sir, hey, I'm going to sue you. And even though I can't debate Hunter because he won't ever come around, I can answer those two questions. I'm pretty sure I already know, because I've seen Hunter enough to understand his stupid fucking arguments. But give me a second, because I want to keep going. Because I'd ask him another question. I'd be like, Hunter, let's say you're sitting at a bar. Let's say you're on vacation in a small little town, you're in a bar. And you see these 200-300-pound individuals come in. And you can overhear them talk about how they're going to start a fight so they can get thrown into the jail, and that they're going to tell them that they're women so they can get put in the women's jail. And they start tossing people left and right and out the window, and the cops come and arrest them. And as they're taking them to the car, your daughter calls you because she came with you. This town only has one jail. And she's like, Dad, oops, I got arrested. I'm in jail. What do you do in that situation? What are you thinking in that situation? Let me ask you another one. How about you're taking your daughter, and she really wants to go to the YMCA. Her teacher is a lifeguard at the YMCA. She wants to go to the YMCA. So you take her to the YMCA, and you watch her go into the little ladies' room. And right after that, you see the gym doors open, and 8 teams of trans women just got done with their competition, their tournament. And they're walking into that locker room because they need a shower and dress. And what are you doing at that point? Are you standing there watching them do that? Go, yeah, that's a woman. I'm so proud of this. Is going to be a really good learning experience for my kid. Is that what it is? I'll tell you. The first 2 questions about the insurance and about the bank, I'm willing to bet Hunter would say, well, we'd probably go with female, right? Male and female. We'll have to do that. Because we know males are more risky when they drive, especially when they're younger, than females. So we'll just change the paperwork. That's going to cost a lot of money, but we'll just do that. We'll just change that. And when it comes to the bank and the loans, that's probably not fair. So I'll tell you what, we'll do that too. We'll just make it a female-male thing. Okay, so what about the jails? And make it his daughter. Because now, if you're going to sit there and tell me that you don't run and go get your kid out of that jail before those 2 behemoths get there, or if you don't go in there and grab your kid and have her come out of the locker room, then you would be a terrible father. You would be ass. Are you ass? I think a lot of people understand that your ex-wife seems not to want you to have the kids. That's weird. Are you a bad dad? Because if you said yes, you were fine with those basketball women to go in there behind your daughter, that'd make you a bad dad. I would hope, and I know you would say, I'm not okay with that. I'd go get her. It's okay they're in there, but I can't have her in there with them. Hunter denies DNA. I've seen some and they don't fool me. You make all excellent points. I like that guy. See you again soon. Oh, he left. Right, Hunter? Now, I know people are going to sit there and say, hey, you're forgetting the sports. Talk about the sports. That's the dumbest part. Hunter agrees that trans women, should not compete in sports against women. He already agrees to that. He himself differentiates. Whoa, I can't say that word right. I'm gonna leave it in though. He can't tell the difference between a trans woman and a woman because they're both women until we get to sports, and now all of a sudden there's a difference. Okay, so what do we call them? When we get to sports, Hunter, what do we call them? Because for some reason you want to get rid of the trans part, and they're just make them women. Terrible argument. Terrible thoughts.
So let's back up.
I'm not going all over
Yes,
the
you are.
place.
Let's back
You're
up.
making an argument saying that if there's one person that has it, that means 10 million people can claim it, even though they don't have the same
that's not what I was saying at all.
conditions that one person has.
Do you want to be quiet and let me talk for a second? So
yeah, go for it, man.
let's break down the difference between sex and gender, okay? So there is male and female, which refers to sex. That means penis, vagina, chromosomes.
This is where I jumped the gun. This is where you put in where I say, hands. I already did that though.
Testosterone, estrogen, all of the things that are biological, right?
Okay.
So that's what sex is referring to, a biological, real component that is tangible.
Okay.
And then we have gender, which is the way in which you identify and express your identity, more or less. Now, I will grant you this. It is very common that most people...
Express your identity. So yeah, tie this into his definition of all I think makes a woman, the hair, the dress, and all that doesn't make a woman. God, he contradicts himself so fucking much.
Is that non-tangible then?
Hold on, let me explain. It's quite common that a man, someone who identifies as a man, dresses as a man, presents as a man, which, mind you, are all socially constructed.
Like a tomboy, like a butch lesbian.
Things. It's common for that to heavily correlate with the male biology. So there's a lot of correlation there, which is part.
I don't think he fucking understands what's going on. A lot of correlation. There's not causation.
Part of the reason why it's confusing, but it's not a causal thing. So what that means is if you took somebody with a penis, put them in a padded room when they were first born, and let them grow up without any kind of interaction with society or social or the social world, do you think that this person with a penis would just grow up to naturally want to have their hair cut short, like the color blue, and want to wear suits?
Well, they did do a study where they find that boys like more nature-like colors. The blues, the browns, and girls like the brighter colors. There's a study on that, so maybe you're wrong on that one. Hair short, probably, because isn't that annoying? Don't you hate long hair? What was the other one? I forgot what the other one was. But what a stupid fucking... I have no idea what this point is supposed to make. It's not even making what the point he thinks it's making.
So do I think if we remove somebody completely from society and put them in a total bubble, that they're going to know anything? Probably not. They're probably not going to know anything if you put them in a total vacuum.
Well, but we're talking about somebody with a penis specifically, right? So you're more or less acknowledging exactly what I'm trying to prove here, which is that
No, you're making a really reaching argument is what you're doing.
No,
You're
I'm not.
saying,
It's
we'll put this person in a vacuum of
no,
information.
okay.
And based on the fact that we can put somebody in a complete vacuum of information, that proves what I'm saying is true.
Yeah, I'm not sure how this makes Hunter right, but
Okay, hold on. Let me send somebody else to the Discord.
It's a real false premise.
Hey,
man.
real thug, get in the Discord or get banned, cuck. All right. Anyway,
why would you do that? Why would you sit there and be like, I need to debate people to get content, and then be like, disagrees with me? Get in here right now or you're banned. That's just so goddamn stupid. Why is my channel failing? Why is my channel at 4,000 at best? It might have something to do with that, you dumbass. I think he's given up, though. I think he realized it's done. And he went and got a job. Good for you, too, bud. You need to get a job. Your life will be better. I mean, I think this is all grift and nonsense, but if it's real, Jesus Christ. Yeah, go get a job and fix yourself a little bit.
so let me try to explain this to you again. I'm not saying, well, if you put somebody in a room, blah, blah, blah. The analogy that I'm laying out is to simply demonstrate that there is not a causal link between the socially constructed roles of gender and the biological factors at play. The
There you
point
go. Is Caitlyn Jenner a man or a woman?
Okay. This argument just kind of continues like that the whole fucking time. I mean, it doesn't go anywhere other than that. I need to find a spot where gender is a social construct. Did he do it there?
A woman
Hold on.
hunter.
The point that I am making is that if you have gender being socially constructed, which is men wear suits, men have short haircuts, men like the color blue, even some of the stuff that men need to be strong, men need to not show emotion, this kind of shit is socially constructed.
Let's continue. All right. See, I love when my friend would go and put a cheat code in before I came and played games. Because I love whooping his ass. Code in. Let's play Hunter's stupid little idea and just agree with them at this point, guys. If you're debating Hunter, just agree. Say, yes, Hunter, it's a social construct. Gender is a complete, so you're absolutely right. So let me ask you, Hunter. Let's say me and you go to every bar in America and we go find Gary. And Gary, he's always horny. So that's why we go find Gary. And we're like, Gary, that woman over there, she wants you to take her home. She wants you to take her home and do whatever you want to her. And Gary's like, bet. Gary takes her home, gets her in the room, shuts the door, locks it because turns around, and she smacks him across the face with her dick. What do you think Gary's going to do at that point, Hunter? He's going to come and talk to you. That's what he's going to do. He ain't going to talk to me because he's going to be terrified of my size. But you a little shit, and he's going to come talk to you. And he's going to be, Hunter, why you tell me that's a woman? That's not a woman. Why'd you do that to me? And Hunter's like, hey, what are you talking about? She has an internal perception of being a woman. Hunter, why would he come and say that's not a woman? If the social construct is, well, now you're saying it's what we think, like a dress and all that, even though your definition says that's not what it is. So I'm not even sure what your argument is. But why did Gary come and say, Hunter, our social construct of a woman is not that? Because everybody's social construct of a woman, Hunter, is that they don't have a penis. Do you not understand that? That's like implied. When you say woman, it's implied she doesn't have that. Why? Because that's the social construct. That's all you got to say. The conversation's over at that point about this stupid social construct shit. And nobody has ever said this to him. At least I haven't heard it. Jesus. But let's continue. Let's let him cheat again. Because what he's going to say is, oh, hold on. You're confusing sex and gender. Which I'm not. I'm literally saying when we see a completely clothed individual and you tell me it's a woman, even if it has jeans on and a jersey and has the long hair, if you tell me it's a woman, if you tell 99% of the population that's a woman, they're going to say it doesn't have a penis. Because that's the social construct. But let's say that we give Hunter the ability to change words and we go along with his stupidity. Let's let him put 2 cheat codes in. So, Hunter, we do the same scenario and we go to every club and we go find Gary. We say, Gary, there she is. Go take her. Gary takes her home, gets smacked in the face, and he comes back to us. He's like, what the fuck, guys? And we go, Gary, Hunter changed the definition. Don't you remember? And Gary's like, shit, you're right. And we're like, well, Gary, we're sorry, but how about this? How about we make it up to you? You see that woman over there? Boy, she wants you to take her home. Now, Gary's going to get halfway there because, he's horny. Always. But he's going to stop because he's going to think about it. And he's going to turn around and he's going to come back to us. And what is he going to say, Hunter? He's going to say, guys, does she have an innie or an outie? And we're going to go, Gary, she got an outie. And Gary's going to be like, guys, knock that shit off. How about from now on, you only tell me about the women that have the innie? I'll be like, okay, Gary. Well, I think everybody in the country would get together sooner or later and get tired of that conversation and do what all people do. And we're going to find a way to communicate quicker and better. So what we're going to do is like, all right, instead of calling the any women, we're going to call them female or gugaks or hamamamas. We're going to call them something that we're going to come up with a name. And the ones with the outies, we're just going to call them women. So now there's no such thing as a trans woman, but there are a such thing as a female, a woman, and a male, and a man. So now we have 4. Now we got 4 genders, guys. There we go. You wanted more than two genders? Hunter just got us a way to get four genders. But Hunter, what does this do? This just makes the trans people feel like they're separated from the women because that's what these crazy ones want. When they say they want to be looked at as women, they mean women. They mean what we think is women, adult human females. That's what they mean, Hunter. All of them? I don't know, probably not all of them. There's always outliers. But now they're separated again. So what are they going to do, Hunter? They're going to be like, hey, nah, we're females, you bigots. Why are you being such a bigot? I mean, with Hunter, we could get the trans women out of the women's bathroom. So maybe this is like his conservative way of sneaking it in. But congratulations, Hunter. You just took us back to the very beginning. We're right back to where we were. Now, except you fucked up a word for us, so you screwed up the language. Good job, thank you. And now we have more fucking genders. That's more paperwork. That's more shit. But everything's still the same as it is. You're just arguing. And that's how you know that he doesn't even think about his arguments. He didn't even think this through. Like, I can figure this out. That means it's not very good. Because I'm an idiot. But I'm still smarter than you, Hunter. Quit dodging. Why don't you debate? Because this ain't the only thing he fucking talks about that he's stupid. Nah. Systemic racism? Oh, that might be dumber than this. Which I didn't think would be possible. But I think the top 2 dumbest things ever said on the internet, definition-wise, is Hunter has both of them. So if anybody can ever talk to Hunter.
And the point that I'm making with the padded room is that if you take somebody with a penis, they are not just going to grow up to naturally like the color blue. However, they will, if they grow up in a padded room, they will have testosterone regardless, because there's a causal link there between the biology and the testosterone levels, right? But when we're talking about gender, since it's socially constructed, if you put somebody in a padded room and then they grew up in that padded room with without being exposed to society, they probably wouldn't just naturally want to wear suits and like the color blue.
What is fucking stupid?
Does that make sense?
New age. No, this is new age
who cares?
pseudoscience, Hunter. You should know this.
I don't know what the argument
This is not new age pseudoscience.
Yes, it is new age.
I'm not even making a scientific claim right now. I'm trying to lay out an analogy for you.
50 years ago, Hunter? Was it going on 1,000 years ago, Hunter? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. This is new age.
That's also not true. Wait, you realize you can look at trans people that existed back in the 1800s?
I hate Hunter. I've heard him argue this. Hunter thinks just because somebody wears a dress that means they're trans. Somehow they're trans. That doesn't mean they're trans. It doesn't mean they actually looked at themselves as women. They were just the bitches. You know, like hunter-gatherers way back in the day. There were men that stayed in the village and hunted, or didn't hunt, sorry. They gathered, you know, and made shit because they're weak and they get not only themselves killed, but they get the other soldiers killed. Like caveman days is what I'm talking about. They weren't women, though. They didn't look at them as women. They looked at them as women as like, ha ha, you big girl. Like an insult, not like actual. Jesus. It's just nonsense, man. And I see why he dodges me and other people. He dodges actual justice warrior. I should put that on here.
And before, right?
No, they're called drag queens.
No, there were people that actually had gender identities that were different from their biology back in the 1800s.
Oh, yes, they were, huh?
Yes.
Many of them. And they weren't drag queens. They weren't RuPaul's
their
Next
gender
Drag
identity
Queen.
was completely different. You can see non-binary people throughout history.
Gender identity. Okay, now does their gender identity mean that their actual sex was different? I mean, just because you identify as an attack helicopter, you're clearly not an attack helicopter. I mean, you're still a male or a female.
You're mixing up again the sex and gender thing. So, yes, if you identify as a woman and you have a penis, you would be biologically male, but your gender identity would be that of a woman.
So gender identity is a state of mind rather than not being an actual state of physical being.
Yes.
What? It's so stupid, man. What does that mean? Like, how do you articulate that? So what's that? Hey.
So it's mental.
No.
Not physical.
Wait. Oh yeah. I mean, it's a form of identity. Yeah.
It's
meta. I don't know what's going on now.
Mental, though, not physical. Physical characteristics, biology, chromosomes have nothing to do with it, and it's all purely mental.
Well, the biology aspect doesn't dictate whether or not they will identify as a man or a woman.
So
it's just, I just can't say silly over and over again. It's just nonsense. I think he knows it doesn't make any sense. So, so he win?
So you're a woman in your mind, but a man everywhere else in your body. Okay.
Well, no, because you would most likely be
no,
because it's not just in your mind. It's also that you're going to take steps to present as a woman in society as well.
That's fucking Trump reason. Okay, I can't just keep on watching this because he's just going to contradict himself. So let's
listen. It's my understanding that this prosecutor was fired for doing a poor job, and that
you were wrong.
You're wrong.
Charisma, where Joe Biden's son was working.
All right. So we'll open with this probably. Mental notes. Hunter went on Tim Pool. This was years ago.
criminal activity into Burisma where Joe Biden's son was working, and Biden personally flew out after their PR company reached out to the State Department saying, why are you investigating? Stop this now. Joe Biden goes out there and says, if you don't fire the prosecutor, you ain't getting $1 billion.
No,
Quid pro quo.
I cannot. I'm sorry. I can't.
Those are facts.
I can't stand by while this is.
Those are facts.
No.
What do you
This
contest?
is complete misinformation.
No, it isn't.
Did you watch the video?
Donald. First of all,
No, that's a lie. You're wrong. I don't think Hunter really pays it. Maybe back then he paid a little more attention. I mean, this is a few years. Maybe he paid a little more attention to politics. I don't think he pays it jack shit right now. I think he sees a couple of TikToks or something and just runs with the same basic arguments he always makes. Yeah.
Hunter Biden did not earn 1.5.
I didn't say he did.
Was it 1.5?
I didn't say he did.
1.5 billion.
I didn't say he earned any money.
Did you not just say?
I said he was flown in Air Force Two by Joe Biden to negotiate a $1 billion private equity deal in China. That's a fact.
Now I read about that, and that's definitely not a good look for Hunter Biden. 100%.
Why was Joe Biden using government property to fly his son for private deals in China?
I don't
Whether
know.
they got the deal or not.
It was probably corrupt. It was probably corrupt.
I'd say it was.
I think there's corruption. Again, there's corruption on both sides here. But if I'm forced to choose between Donald
What's
Trump,
the misinformation?
Well, the misinformation here, I was referring to there's a lot of misinformation about the 1.5 million, but I know you didn't bring that up. 1.5 billion, which that was only like a goal. They were trying to make 1.5 billion in capital.
Attempted murder, still a crime.
And then you said that they
got a $5 million forgivable interest-free loan.
That I actually haven't heard about. But Joe Biden did not get that special prosecutor fired.
You're wrong. You're so wrong.
No, I'm not.
You are so out of your depth, bro.
No,
Did you see the video of him talking about
Joe,
it?
It's my understanding that this prosecutor was fired for doing a poor job, and that
You
Joe
are wrong.
Biden, can we
name the prosecutor?
I don't know.
Exactly. Victor Shokin.
Exactly. If you can't name the prosecutor, then you're wrong. You're wrong about it all. So let's put in the Joe Biden. Is it? Yeah. So we'll just play.
I remember going over convincing our team, or others, to convincing us that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I said, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired. And
Insane, dude.
And they put in place someone who was solid.
And they put in place somebody I could bribe. They listen.
Can we find out? Can we fact
play
check
the video?
Sure. Well, we're not going to play the video of Joe Biden saying, but I'll break it down for you.
I did.
Because Matt Taibbi is not a conservative. The UK froze the assets of Mykola Zlochevsky. He's the guy who founded Burisma. So you don't have any idea what you're talking about right now. Okay. Zlochevsky was under criminal investigation. Mm-hmm. When Joe Biden intervened, there were at least a dozen investigations into him and this company. Hunter Biden was put on the board for seemingly no reason, probably to garner influence. When asked about it, Hunter Biden was asked, if you weren't Joe Biden's son, would you have gotten this job? He says, probably not. So even his acknowledgement, that's why they brought him on. Right. We also have the emails where when he's doing this Chinese negotiations, they talk about the big guy, and that was confirmed by Tony Bobulinski. I digress. Victor Shokin was the prosecutor who signed a sworn affidavit in court in Ukraine that said he was investigating active investigations, and Joe on this.
I just want to know more about whether Joe Biden actually played a.
You're saying the prosecutor was doing a bad job. My question is, how come the new prosecutor who came in cleared Burisma of all wrong, cleared Zlochevsky of all wrongdoing, allowing him to return to Ukraine after he was under criminal investigation? And it's only after Donald Trump got in and started pressing things, he fled to Monaco. So if you don't know any of this stuff, you can't just come on and say it's misinformation, because I've done so much reporting on this.
I just want to know more about whether Joe Biden actually played a role in getting the prosecutor fired.
Oh, okay. Let's play the video.
I don't want to see the video. I want to actually see an article about it.
Do you want to?
I want to see an article.
Hear Joe Biden say I got him fired because they wanted $1 billion and I held it over their head?
He literally did say it.
Do you think it's odd that Hunter Biden was getting paid tens of thousands of dollars in a position that everyone knew he shouldn't be in? He never had any experience.
The board position?
Burisma, yeah.
The board position?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I thought that he took an unpaid job with that.
No, he got paid tens of thousands of dollars, and
That's Hunter in a nutshell. Not knowing jack shit about something, just throwing out his fucking idea. Get him up though, ain't he? All right, guys. That's long enough. I think I got enough to put together a video on how dumb Hunter is.
So it's true that in their mind is their identity.
I can go in drag and think in my mind I'm a woman, and that means that I'm a woman.
Do you sincerely identify as a woman?
I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying that I do. Of course I don't.
I mean, if you sincerely identify that you're a woman, then yeah. Because it's a form of identity.
Woman, right?
Because it's a form of identification. Similarly,
so if John Cena comes out tomorrow and says he wants to wrestle in the Divas division, and that he identifies
you're
as
moving
a woman,
all over the place, bro.
Then that's okay.
Hey,
you're totally fine with that.
Calm down.
He can identify. I'm totally calm.
You're being.
Yeah, I don't remember this really going anywhere. Let's watch this.
Basically, ask what makes the statement "I am a man" true or false?
It says here you're a Christian. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, what makes the statement "I'm a Christian" true or false?
That is irrelevant to my question.
Actually, it's directly relevant.
No, it is irrelevant to my question. I asked you, what makes the statement "I am a man" true or false?
It would be fully contingent on the subjective experience of the individual.
So basically, it's an expression of a feeling. Then, like if I.
Yep. Then same would be for a Christian.
So, how is that? Doesn't make any sense. But
it makes
basically,
perfect
like
sense.
For example, an expression of a feeling. Okay, it seems like you kind of follow like this gendered form of emotivism, where like if I express a feeling like that's good, or like ouch, that's an expression of a feeling. It's not a truth apt claim.
Okay, so how is it true then if someone says that I'm a Christian?
That isn't comparable.
No, it doesn't matter if it's comparable or not. I want to know now.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't matter if it's comparable.
It does. Yes, it does.
Let's just pretend now it's my turn to ask a question.
No.
I don't want to fucking entertain yours. So let me not ask or answer your question, and let me just ask you.
Your questions are relevant.
No, it's not though, because everything you're saying right now could apply equally, if not more so, to Christians and someone claiming to be a Christian. No, you included. Yes.
That's so stupid. I don't know. I think I watched it. What's stupid? I don't think I keep on going. But I know he says something in here.
No.
Yes.
Doesn't.
Absolutely.
If I say I'm Christian and I don't believe in God, that makes no sense at all.
Okay. Okay, if someone says I'm a man and they don't believe they're a man, that makes no sense at all.
What? If you say that you're a man when there is no such thing as man, yes, that makes no sense at all, Hunter.
What are you talking about? There is.
Everybody's fucking confused. What the hell? If I don't believe in my God, then obviously I'm not a Christian. If you don't believe you're a man, then you're not a man.
Such a thing as man and woman.
No, there is no objective thing as man or woman.
There doesn't need to be
subjective.
objective. It doesn't matter. There doesn't need to be
You're not
objective
a man
anything.
objectively. Then you're not a man objectively.
Then you're not a Christian objectively.
There's an objective definition of a Christian. It's not just a feeling.
There's an objective. Literally, I can give you the definition. Hold on. Shh, calm down. There is literally, I can give you the definition of man or woman. Okay. It's like what I remember what I used to say about a woman. A woman is someone who's, a man is someone whose internal perception aligns with what we have socially constructed as masculine. We have
not all trans men are men then. Because I can identify as a feminine man and still be a man.
Not according to Hunter. All right, guys, this is just, I can't do it anymore. Maybe I can do it some other time. I'd like to do some videos on other stuff. He had a big old sex scandal. What a piece of shit that guy always was, and I knew it. But nobody else apparently knew as much as I did. I know he lost some of his following, but I don't know. Doesn't seem like he lost as many as he should have. He's still just fucking making videos. Is he going to jail? I mean, it's possible, but I doubt it. That's crazy. And Vosh, he's a sex pervert too. Found that out. Like horses and drawings of little kids. Drawings of little kids. And those two people are Hunter's idols. It all comes together. It all makes sense now. All right, guys.